to Jan's Views, a place where I share my views and listen to yours. Whether you are here for my artwork, live streams, shorts, or just for the giggles, please be assured I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you will enjoy your time here on my channel. I would be eternally grateful if you would give a like to the video, consider subscribing and, dare I ask, even become a member. So without further ado, let's do this.
Hey, and welcome to Jan's Chats and Reacts. Listen, I'm going to do a slightly different type of video today. I've got a cold, as you can probably hear from my voice. So I don't want to have to talk a lot in this. But what I'm going to do is piece together some clips and also clips from a conversation I had on my live stream. And just to go over this Slater disappearance story. It's really interesting. If you know nothing about it, pop over to my live stream that I did yesterday, and hopefully, you'll learn a little bit about it. But anyway, I'm going to get off with the off the mic, and I hope you enjoy this video.
Now, you've probably heard by now that this young lad called Slater from Britain on his first holiday has gone missing in Tenerife. And it's quite clear to me at this point that this young lad was involved in crime to some degree. What we don't know is whether that involvement is the reason for him going missing, or if he's just innocently wandered off and never found his way back. So,
yeah.
This club or going into these Masker Mountains, right? Is it an idea?
It's true. It's true. I mean, she does have a point there. I mean, there is no footage. There is no evidence, as far as I've seen online, to say that he got in this car. He did travel to the Airbnb. There is that picture of him standing with a cigarette in his hand on the steps outside the Airbnb. But do we really know if that's him? You can't really tell. You do see a white hands, but that could be anyone's hands. Let's be real.
Well, it's actually even been longer than 72 hours now. It was 72 hours at 8:30 this morning. And obviously, that's a long time to be going without food, without water. And I just think...
We have to bear in mind this guy went missing at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So he had a whole 12 hours before it started getting dark, really, to get drink, get water, get home safe. It doesn't make any sense how you were just walking and you just didn't see anyone and you fell down this ditch and got cut by a cactus, and yeah, your body just hasn't been found.
With the amount of time that's gone by, I feel like a little bit more could have been done on this.
With the amount of time that's gone by, I feel like more could have been done. What I feel like she's doing at this point is deflecting all the attention onto the authorities.
The authorities part over here. But yeah, it's been awful. Honestly, I've never been so worried in my life. Like, it's just the unknown as well. Like, you literally you don't know what's happened. You don't know where he's gone. Like, his last drop pin wasn't even on a road. Like, there's a reason he's gone off road, I think. Like, why?
There's a reason he's gone off road, I think. What does she know that she's not saying? Kind of implying that he was in trouble, but there was no reason for him to be in trouble. The way she is acting is as if this is not normal for Jay. Why would Jay be making these moves? Why wouldn't Jay just come home? Why is Jay doing this? What's wrong with Jay? Seems like this is a Jay problem. There was a pre-plan in place for this. There was a pre-plan in place, a premeditated plan. Just the three of them went to Tenerife together. Lucy, Brad, and Jay. Jay on his first holiday. Nowhere to be seen. You have to bear in mind, for that to take place, for him to completely vanish and look like he never even went there, that wouldn't happen on a spontaneous night out. That wouldn't happen on a one-off whereby you went out, had a fight, you accidentally killed him, and then you just done something with his body. It just wouldn't happen. There would be some form of trace because you just ain't prepared for that shit. But for the simple fact that this guy has vanished without a trace tells me that this was premeditated, this was pre-planned.
Okay with the interview starting off with the back of her head. I assumed they were going to cut to different angles. No, that's the whole interview. It's the back of her head. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're appealing on your friend's whereabouts and they're missing, you are told as a witness, as a person who can help, you have to tug at the heartstrings of the public. And one of the ways you can do that is by showing emotion, showing you care, expressing how you feel about this person. It's very hard to do that when you're not showing your fucking face. Why is this girl hiding her face? Why do you not want anyone to see what you look like? Big red flag. And immediately you're thinking, you know more than you're letting on.
Yeah, I think she does know more, or she knows. Maybe she's frightened. Maybe she knows that what he was doing was criminal, so she doesn't want to sort of implicate him or sully his character. But I think True George is right in saying that she knows more. I think she knows more of the whole story, or more of the activities that he was involved in. I don't think necessarily that she knows, what's actually happened to him, but hey, Built to Spill, maybe the ones not on camera know better than to be associated if a crime is involved. Yeah.
At all. But as always with the internet, they love to do some digging, and pretty quickly it came out that he'd previously been involved in something quite brutal. Jay was part of an 8-strong gang who split the skull of Tom Hilton after he was attacked with machetes, golf clubs, and an axe. His skull was exposed, as well as wounds to his shoulders, his legs. He was only 17 when this happened, this kid. And in court, the gang were described as a pack of wolves, which this lad had to run for his life from, basically. So
yeah, so that's the story that's been going around, that, he was involved in this gang, and there's proof of it. People have obviously found, evidence of that. So, yeah, so he's not, your sweet little 17-year-old, if he's been involved in that.
Makes no sense. But this guy looks stressed here. It looks like he's been finding it difficult. And of course, that makes sense because his friend's been missing. But why is it taking him so long? 2 weeks it took this guy to actually have this interview. 2 weeks. And even when I listen to the interview, I don't really feel confident in what he's saying. I feel like he's just kind of making it up as he's going along, but still trying to stick to a script, still trying to stick to a guideline, regurgitating something that you've already spoken about with someone else, maybe Lucy perhaps.
He's waking up fresh to go and do it all again. It's just everything we've done like that, he's just been, I don't know, I can't explain it, it's just different.
Yeah, so there's a lot of speculation because us Brits are like that. I think most people are. There's a lot of speculation that he was involved in something and it all went horribly wrong. Okay, and something to do with drugs. So that's the speculation. So he's lost a lot of support because of it. And the family immediately started up a GoFundMe. And as far as I know, they've already got £50,000. So, yeah. And people are like, well, the mum's having a whale of a time on that and he's hiding. That's what they're saying.
He's going down there. He goes, I'll ring you back. I think someone else was ringing him.
So I thought Lucy was on the phone to him in the morning. Which one was it? He was on the phone to him in the morning? Lucy was on the phone to him in the morning.
He was on the phone and he goes, I'm not walking down all around that road. And he's gone over a little bit, like a little, not a big drop, just a little tiny little drop. He's going down there. He goes, I'll ring you back. I think someone else was ringing him.
So he was walking down the roads and basically someone else was ringing him. Is this the moment when he started going off-road, basically?
You probably, if thinking like me, you would have went back up and started walking.
Who else was ringing him? Who could have been ringing him? He said someone was ringing him. Has the phone records been checked to see if whilst he was on the phone to him, he was being rung by someone else? Has his phone's been looked at to see if he was actually even on the phone to Jay at that time?
Path again. They wouldn't have gone all that way down there.
So he's basically saying if there was some sort of ditch or some sort of, dangerous pathway whereby you could have hurt yourself, he wouldn't have went down there. So where did he go then?
Said that you could see his feet and he was actually sort of sliding down the hill. Like you could hear the rocks.
Yeah, he was like that.
He could see his feet sliding down. He saw this all on FaceTime.
That's how I knew he went off the road.
That's how you knew he went off the road.
When you walk on gravel or whatever it is, you can, you know what it means.
You know what he means, yeah? She knows what you mean, mate.
Storms.
Were you concerned at that point?
Not at the time, no, because we were both like laughing about it. He said, "Look where I am." Like, I just come out of a festival myself.
Hold on. He wasn't concerned because he's saying, "Look where I am." So clearly, Jay must have been okay, happy, functioning well, wasn't dehydrated and all of that, like Lucy was saying. So he was functioning well. He wasn't concerned. He just come out of a rave, basically. You just come out of a rave. What, at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning? You were still there. Because according to what the reports are saying, Jay got back to the Airbnb about 5 in the morning.
Whether it was to charge your phone because his phone was on low battery, get a drink of water, get some food in you, and call a taxi. There was so many reasons that he should have gone back there, and yet he chose not to, and he chose to walk. This makes no logical sense at all. So not only does that not make sense, but the fact is, he doesn't even stay on the main roads. He goes off-road in what would be considered pretty treacherous terrain, like a nightmare to get through. Someone's even suggested, ironically, that you'd need a machete to cut through some of this. It's that bad. And before his phone dies, he is able to pinpoint his location to his friends. So we've got some good evidence there, and that we know, although he wasn't in a good situation by the sounds of it.
Right, now, what I don't understand, okay, explain this to me, Bridge. If it was in the morning and he's been out raving the night before, would he still be out of his head on that?
Well, I've never gone to a rave, but I mean, possibly, maybe.
Okay. See, I'm actually thrown by the timeline now, but never mind.
So on that basis, he had enough time to charge his phone. He wasn't seen outside the front of the B&B until 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Remember, the woman outside the Airbnb said that the bus arrives at 10 in the morning. So he was there, apparently, allegedly. Maybe it was someone else. Maybe that was the pre-plan. Maybe Jay walked into that Airbnb and never walked out again. Any other Caucasian male that they saw was someone else who that witness thought was Jay. Yeah, I mean, this is very, very questionable. And we still don't have any kind of footage, CCTV evidence to prove that Jay was at the Airbnb.
Because he didn't seem concerned on the phone until we knew how far away we were.
So he didn't seem concerned on the phone until he knew how far away he were. It doesn't make any sense. He would have known how far away he was because he would have drove there the night before, right? With the two guys in the car. So he would have known how far away he was. So he started to get concerned when he knew how far away he was. Or did he get concerned when he gave you the pinpoint and you, seems very, very interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I said, put your location on. He said, a 50-minute drive or a 14-hour walk.
Yeah, so he got concerned after he realized that you were snaking him. He sent the location and you pressed the forward button.
I'm just going blank. I don't know what to say anymore. Obviously, everyone wants him to come home. I'm praying he comes home every night. I
think he knows more than he's letting on, without a doubt. The lack of eye contact, the constant blinking, the constant looking away. I think he knows a little bit more. And look, I'm no body language expert, but his whole demeanor and the lack of information and the lack of context he's providing, it's just strange. So had a lot of criticism, and rightly so, because it seems like an absolute fucking shit show, if I'm being honest. They were offered help by Lancashire police and they declined it, as if to say, we've got this. Meanwhile, they let the two guys who were last to be known to be with Jay Slater go almost immediately, claiming they are not in any way relevant to this case. Now,
that sounds ridiculous. I think, the two last people that saw him, they're allowed to leave the country because they've said, oh no, they're not relevant.
Accurate or not.
Yeah.
So I said to him, well, it's only a 15-minute drive, get a taxi.
So you told him it was only a 15-minute drive, get a taxi. And what happened? He decided to not get the taxi. He decided to, his battery went down. Oh yes, he never had no battery, even though he spent 3 hours in the Airbnb whereby Ayub gave him a charger. That's weird, isn't it? Really weird.
Yeah, because if you think about it, his 17-year-old mate, and he looked about 17, has gone missing in a foreign country. That guy doesn't have the demeanor of, or I would say, a normal demeanor of somebody. It's like, you know, he could be talking about what he did yesterday. Well, what did you do yesterday? Oh, well, we went to the beach and we did this and we did that. He's showing no concern.
I mean, like, were they really? Because you know how much of jerks kids are. Like, they act like they're your friend, but they're really not. Were they really that close of friends, or were they just party buddies? You know,
Well, they could have just been party buddies, but even so, he's gone like to a foreign country with, you know, with a group of mates, and you know his mates aren't even bothered.
Yeah,
I mean, I tell you, if that was one of my kids and their friend acted like that, I'd be very concerned. Very concerned about it. I'd be like, he obviously knows what's happened. Just tell me what's happened. I tell you, once he gets home, there will come a time when he opens up, because he's only a young boy. But I think there will come a time when he opens up. It could be years, though.
right.
You know, through guilt, I think he'll open up. But yeah.
Like he's somewhere.
You still got hope for him. You still feel like he's somewhere. This guy is lying. This guy is lying, and he knows what happened to him. He knows what happened to him. But what about the mum? How does the mum feel about this?
Just to let him go. He's not a bad person. He's just got in maybe with some strangers who...
He's randomly just got in with some strangers. She clearly knows what he's got himself involved in. And I think there's more to it than meets the eye. They're probably all involved in selling food over there, getting put on by Ayub and the rest of the guys to sell food. And something happened over that 3-day period that led to Jay vanishing. But I actually think the mum at this point of the interview knows the real reality of what's going on, what's happened. She's hoping that the people who have done whatever they've done to her son are going to let him go, because it's just drugs. It's just some food. You know, come on, guys. It's only a bit of food. We can somehow repay you. And that's the thought process here.
Befriended him. I'm not stupid. I've been to Tenerife before. I've worked abroad myself. These were all the warnings that I gave to him as well. Just if you've got him, he's not a bad person. He's just got him.
So she basically said, look, she knows she's been to Tenerife before. She's been involved in obviously selling food, and obviously she understands what her son's like, mate. He probably steals, he probably does all that type of stuff. And she's probably saying to him, listen, man, if you're going to do this for these guys, when you go over there, you got to be easy, bro. Don't get into no trouble. Just sell the food, make the pee, give him the pee, and be easy. But this guy's going to put his hand in the pot.
I don't know if he has got in any trouble. Please just let him go. Just let him go.
I'm sorry, but even she doesn't seem that bothered. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. Random Fish says, I'd be concerned even if it weren't that close to the guy, but he probably knows something more. Yeah. I don't know.
Look at the mum. Where's the tears? She got her nails done.
But at the same time, it's been a month. It's been a month.
This was a month. This was probably yeah, because didn't Geordie say that they went over the same week or something?
Says he then goes to sleep and he's woken by a buzzer. Ayub says he comes down the stairs. Jay says to him, what's that annoying noise? Which was the doorbell. Ayub says he opens the door and speaks to a woman and a man, and they gesture that he needed to move his car. Ayub says he gets into his car and he's starting to move it, and he looks in the rearview mirror and he sees Jay talking to a woman. He's got his trainers on, so he's about to leave.
Interestingly, he was distracted by talking to this couple, and then at the exact same time, Jay is looking to leave. Was that Jay taking his opportunity while this guy was busy moving his car to get the fuck out of there? Because he's saying, oh, I seen him talking to a woman afterwards. He's been following this case just like we have. He knows Jay talked to a woman. he may be connecting those dots, and he might not even seen Jay talking to this woman. Jay,
Let him go.
Let him go. Why does she keep saying let him go? How do you know if anyone's got him? Like, how do you know if anyone's got him? Maybe he did fall down in this ditch and got cut by the cactus. I mean, that's what we're being told, right? But why is the mum like, please let him go? Like someone's got him. So clearly there's something more to this.
Everybody loves Jay. Everybody loves being in his company. He's bubbly and fun, and he's just a lovely boy. A bonny, beautiful boy. And he was supposed to fly home from this island today. Now we would have been on a flight back. Feeling, has somebody taken him? Has he just panicked? Where am I? You know, they've been in high spirits. They've been to
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The first thing she said is, oh, is someone taking him? He's a 19-year-old man. Who the hell was taking him? Like, no one's out here just prowling looking for some white Caucasian male from Lancashire looking to just kidnap him for the sake of kidnapping him. Yeah, but he's going to put him in the back of the van and we're taking him. Random done.
I need to go get back down to civilise it. But there is people.
It's so funny how I've heard her and Lucy say that. Get back down to civilization. As we do know, he was in a part of Tenerife where it was probably less populated, but still a tourist, still people about. It wouldn't have been totally empty. It would have been like walking around, Tower Hamlets, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, like, I would think that you're in a foreign country, you don't really know anybody. All your friends and you should be staying together. Like, you come together, you leave together, everything is done together.
Yes.
Nobody goes off on their own.
And how did he end up being that far away? I mean, didn't he realize that the guy was driving like out into the countryside?
Right.
Driving him somewhere. I mean, it just doesn't add up at all. And that's why I think, like, when you look at the friends, that the young boy and that girl talking, they know about this. They know what actually happened. And maybe it was like a drug thing gone wrong. They're not going to speak up about it because they're probably scared that they'll get, they'll get topped.
Why has nobody seen him? There's tourists up there. It's a climbing, it's high.
Exactly. No one's seen him because he probably went into that Airbnb and never come out.
At 8 a.m. in the morning.
And the search we know is going on again today.
Yeah.
Will you be taking part in that?
I can't bear to see where he could be just lying there somewhere. I can't bear it. I don't have the strength to do it. But
she couldn't find the strength to go looking for her son. Why? Maybe it's because she already knows what's happened to her son.
Well, I suppose you can only draw on your own sort of emotions. And I think, if that were me, I'd just be devastated. You wouldn't be able to understand what I was saying because I'd be blubbing.
Because I can see somebody doing that, but then also somebody just kind of being in shock and being numb and just kind of, I'm just here and I'm talking to you, with no emotion.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just being too judgmental.
So Jay's mother was quite heavily criticised for saying that she didn't have the strength to go and look for her boy in case he was laying there, and basically she didn't want to find him. I mean, I don't remember in Home Alone the mother going, yeah, just leave him. We'll enjoy the holiday. It's fine. No, you'd have thought she would have been more proactive and more desperate to do whatever it takes, no matter what happened to her little boy.
I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him there because it's kind of just like you don't want to face reality. So if I go out there and I find my son's body, I have to face the reality that he is actually not alive anymore. So she doesn't want to face reality. That's how I take it.
Yeah, see, I agree more with him. But then, as I just said, you draw on your own sort of emotions, don't you? And think, how would I react in that situation?
Yeah.
And I think I would be much more proactive.
Because
I'm absolutely living nightmare. It's like a dream. It's like it's not happening.
It's like a dream. Why would she think of a dream?
It really is. It's a nightmare. It's just an absolute living nightmare. It's like a dream. It's like it's not happening. It really is.
Is it me, or does it look like she's just kind of putting this on as an act? I swear to you, I feel like this is an act.
Do you know, it's me back again with this voice. Looking at this woman doing this, looking at her interview here, she's doing a lot of what body analysis people would say is blocking. She's doing a lot of eye blocking because, well, as this picture shows, she's just closing her eyes the whole time. That means something. That generally means that they're not speaking the truth. And that's the whole thing. Eye blocking, so that people can't see in their eyes the lies. So I'm just going to go back over that because I've not seen this before. So I'm going to go back over this and watch it again and see if you see what I mean. And I think this guy, who I want to give credit to, his channel is called Wax Unfiltered. I've been watching him almost daily. I like his delivery. I like his honesty. He says it as it is. And I'd like, yeah, go over there. I mean, look, I haven't even subscribed. So let me subscribe to this gentleman because I think he's done an excellent job. So, yeah, have a look at this eye blocking that she does.
It's a nightmare. It's like a dream. It's like it's not happening.
It's like a dream. Why would she think of a dream?
It really is. It's a nightmare. It's just an absolute living nightmare. It's like a dream. It's like it's not happening. It really is.
Another thing I've just noticed is she's sniffing, and there's no need for her to be sniffing because she's not crying. She's giving the impression of being upset. But if you really study the body language, you can see that this is fake. And Mr. Wax Unfiltered is not buying it either.
Is it me, or does it look like she's just kind of putting this on as an act? I swear to you, I feel like this is an act.
It really is. I wish this on any.
No, I feel like at this point she knows what the crack is. She's been told what the crack is, and she ain't letting the police know. She ain't letting anyone know. But the circle, the family, they know, but they have to carry out like they don't. And here we are, putting on the front.
Anybody. I want my baby back. Just please.
Still no tears, just the sniffing. I mean, I've watched an awful lot of true crime, and there are certain people that have done this, and it just makes me really annoyed that they do it because it's so fake and so disingenuous. And for this woman to be doing this about her son, I mean, I actually feel sorry for the boy to have a mother like this. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I've said it. There you go.
Just anybody who can help, just look for him. There's a massive area up there, massive.
It is
it's
massive.
Over 48 hours now since he was last had any contact with anybody.
48 hours at that point. 48 hours at that point. She already seems that she's acting. I haven't seen one tear fall down her face. Not one little bit of tear. Not
Exactly.
a little bit of water. None whatsoever fall down her face. Why? I mean, come on. You're telling me no tears whatsoever, just fake acting. Is that what we're getting here?
He's out there somewhere,
Where's the tears?
or somebody knows where he is.
I mean, she looks like she's sweating more than anything else. Like, it's sweating, it's anxiety. I'm nervous. I'm in front of all these cameras. The lights are on me. They're asking questions about my son. I know what's going on with my son, but damn, I can't say shit.
He is. We just need to find my baby.
Did he have the right foundations to be allowed to go somewhere where he could well be tempted by drugs and other things that he's capable of doing like violence.
It seems like he was already into drugs and whatnot.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I think Geordie's making really good points.
Mm-hmm.
Last to be known to be with Jay Slater go almost immediately, claiming they are not in any way relevant to this case. Now, I've seen a fair few fucking crime documentaries, and usually the last people that were with the guy are the ones who either did it or know who did do it. But apparently, nah, it's fine. Get yourselves away. Don't worry about it. And this decision becomes even more mind-boggling when you realize that one of the guys, called Ayub Kasim, was sentenced to 9 years in jail for masterminding a sophisticated drug dealing operation to flood Wales with Class A drugs. And this isn't a kid, he's a 31-year-old man. Now,
yeah. Now that's really interesting as well. That what is Jay doing with this guy?
Mm-hmm.
This man who's nearly old enough to be his father. I can't add up. Edna's not here. What is he doing with him and going somewhere from the club with him? What is he doing?
First holiday abroad, saving up, looking so forward to this event. 3-day DJs from everywhere, absolutely buzzing about it. 3 days, third day into the NRG festival. And this has happened. I was loving that he will go in and saying, you'll love it, you'll come back, you'll want to go again. You want to go to all these other different events everywhere. And now I just wish I hadn't encouraged him to go. I should have said, don't go to Tenerife.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, not one tear. This is 48 hours after her son had been allegedly missing. Not one tear. Now, this is extremely interesting, and I think you guys have to listen to this.
You don't know this Jay Slater. The fact that he's robbed one of the lads for just under a kilo and he shot and killed him is nothing. That's nothing to do with me whatsoever. That's nothing fucking.
Should we repeat that, ladies and gentlemen?
You don't know this Jay Slater. The fact that he's robbed one of the lads for just under a kilo and he shot and killed him is nothing. That's nothing to do with me whatsoever. That's nothing fucking. That's the fact.
Right. So I'm going to head out. I'm going to try and put, some of my own clips in here as well. And I apologize for my voice, but I really wanted to do this because I think it's huge. I think this story is insane, and it'll be interesting to see how it ends up. I also want to once again give credit to Wax Unfiltered for doing such good and informative videos. He's doing really well on here, and I appreciate it. So thanks for clicking on this video, and hopefully I'll be back on Monday for Murder Monday. Have to see how this cold is, and in the meantime, you take care of yourselves out there because it's a rotten old world. Bye bye for now.